Hi guys, we're here in Thurmond, West Virginia, which is supposedly a ghost town. We're going to take you for a tour. I haven't seen anything here in years, so who knows if they're still around or not. As you see, here is the infamous Thurmond train station. Thurmond was built during the coal baron era. It was actually a coal town, a central location. And then after coal left, of course, everyone else did. They've now turned into another historical area. So let's go walking through the town of Thurmond. We're coming up on the post office of Thurmond, West Virginia. It is still an active post office, although I don't believe they get much mail. They still are an active U.S. post office. You can get a post office box for here. Also notably about Thurmond, West Virginia, was it was one of the first, and actually probably the first city in West Virginia that passed a ordinance of non-discrimination. Granted, the town's population, I believe, currently is at 10. So post office, water station. Welcome to Thurmond. Isn't that nice? At least they got a street light out. Here we see old ruins of the town square with a lovely picnic section. How lovely. They've really tried to improve here. Here's old coal steeples. That, of course, the old steeple went across the train to load the coal in. Can you imagine that being on your main street? And then we go back into the traditional main street. It was most likely gravel and dirt at the time and mud. Be trouble on payday. Up here we have another little park area leading into some abandoned buildings. And of course in the center of town you have the mine boss's house. One of the richest houses in Thurmond, West Virginia. We can't access it. And I'm not even sure that anyone still is even living there anymore. It's one of the cool things about the town. Even though it is no longer active, it still is active. Here's some leftover advertisement. On what you would find in the town of Thurmond, of course, for the trains. And you know, downtown has the most essential things and possible needed. You have the old company store and bank. Here's the bank, depository for the state of West Virginia and C&O Company, meaning that you got to cash your paychecks here. It's the Milken building. The hell's running up through there?
Ventilation.
For what?
That.
Oh. Yeah. They've actually built it up a good bit. Here's the old company store. This would be your center of town. Everything you would need to know and everything you owed would be contained in this building. No going to Walmart and Piggly Wiggly. You get to go to the company store. Standard dry goods building. Literally, they had everything. Your medicine, your couch, your chair, your dry goods, all of it. Oh, we have an active train coming through. Fun, fun, fun. This is Goodman Kennedy's. Goodman Kennedy's would have been a clothing store where you could actually buy your work boots, your mining hats, and everything else. Of course, nicely deducted from your paycheck. This is another nameless small shop building. And then, of course, you would have the hotel. Well, this is saying it's another bank, but it couldn't have been the bank. This would have probably been the hotel, And finally, you would have the sheriff's building, which is no longer standing. It's now been long removed. And then, of course, you have the steeple. This is where they would fill up with coal. We'll walk down there as soon as the train gets through. The railroad was the town. It brought everything in, everything out. The road we actually took earlier here wouldn't have been here. That's what remains, what we just walked through. This is what it looked like originally in its hustle and bustle. And of course, as the coal left, so did the people, so did the trains. But it sounds like we got one coming. Can you imagine this running through your living room 6 times a day? I wonder if it'd be like, oh, train's coming through, let's pause our conversation. That's the cold coming out of the mountains going to eat your home. So that is the steeple, the coal steeple. What occurs, this coal would be brought down out of the mountains, gathered here, and then dumped into cars and fed up throughout the United States and actually across the world to build the Industrial Revolution. A lot of coal miners here lost their lives in the mines or out of the mines because average age was 28 to 32 in the coal mines, starting out as young as 12, working and building it. Here we also have Town Hall of Thurmond. Notice that it's very small. It's a small town. They've actually done some beautification here, and you can see the old water pump back there. So we're still waiting for this train that's been signaled. We can hear it, but it isn't anywhere here. This is possibly even a ghost train. They are still rumored to occur throughout the town of Thurmond. Town Hall. Isn't that a little small for a town hall? So could y'all guys deal with a train out front your door 3 to 5 to 7 times a day? I think it'd be hard as hell to keep anything clean. Alright guys, like, share, and subscribe if you like seeing these vlogs.